This must be the cruelest cash crunch yet in our checkered history. The apex monetary authority, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, had never been this scandalized by a system that was avoidable. The CBN had begun the disbursement of old notes to deposit money banks. It has directed MBS to pick up old notes in the 1,500 Naira and 200 Naira denominations at its offices across the country for onward disbursement to customers. The situation may not normalize immediately, but commercial and money banks expect a 2-week reprieve. It may never be the end of a nightmare, but where to end the story?
I don't agree. I don't say you are being abated in 2 weeks. You see, the central bank is trying to play smart on Nigerian people, and it is not fair to continue to do that. Remember that when there was a court judgment, when they started this Naira designing thing, the governor of central bank kept telling Nigerians that, oh, we have enough cash, we have given the banks the cash. It's the banks that are holding it. They did some photo ops to try to convince us. But the reality was that there were no cash in these banks. So eventually we realized that the governor of central bank was lying.
You didn't print enough.
They didn't print enough. And then we had that issue. The same thing again, when the Apex Bank, Supreme Court gave an order to say that the old notes should remain legal tender to the 31st of December, the central bank didn't say anything until it got to a point that NLC said they were going to picket our offices and all that. And then the presidency now came and threw them under the bus by saying that they expected them to obey the Supreme Court. It was that same day that the Apex Bank now came with this idea that, okay, the old notes are legal tender. But in the banks, you couldn't get the money. Now, they are saying now, they issue another again to say that, oh, they've asked some banks to come to their offices nationwide to collect money. And I'm saying again, they are lying. Because today, I went to Sterling Bank today.
No mention the bank.
Okay, sorry. I went to a bank today. The bank have not had money for 3 days. When I got there today, they've already closed their doors. I asked the manager, and they said the money they gave them, they started giving people 20,000 initially. But because of the crowd, they have to reduce it to 5,000.
Wow.
At a point, they didn't have enough money again. So they have to close their door because they don't even have money to give people. And then this is the same governor of Central Bank. Now, he's trying to play on Nigeria, the intelligence of Nigeria. Yes. He has instructed banks, for example, that they must open this weekend so that they can give money to people. But these banks do not have this money.
They don't have enough.
They don't have enough of this money that you are saying that they should do. Now, tomorrow, people will besiege different banks. You will see crowd everywhere. People will say they want money, and these banks will not have enough to give to them. So this man should not stop playing on intelligence. He has shown that he's incompetent because the policy was not well thought out. Everything that is happening now should have happened months ago.
Was avoidable.
This crisis was unavoidable. And he has already, I read a report that the economy lost over 20 trillion. How can anybody
allow that to happen?
How can anybody in charge of monetary policy allow that to happen?
I mean,
how can you allow the economy to contract because you are incompetent? You can't even look at since you're supposed to have been well thought out, and then you will know the consequences of things that you will do. And you took Nigeria around this nonsense. Now you are playing on our intelligence again. Have you given banks enough money? And I'm telling you, no, because today, as of today, they don't have enough money.
Jide, I want to reconcile the development.
You know, you've been on this thing. There was a day we came here and I was angry. You were trying to calm me down. You know, that day.
No, but no boil again.
You know, you are the one trying to calm me down. And I don't just get angry. I get angry when someone is trying to take me for a fool. The CBN governor has been trying to take the rest of us for a fool. You know? And the truth is, yes, he's CBN governor, but he's not the smartest individual around. He's not even among the smartest in his profession. That is a fact. You are first among equals. Let's even take it like that. Let's honor you by saying you are first among equals. You can have all kinds of layabouts supporting you, standing by you. journalists who don't know their left from their right, standing by you when they should be telling you the truth, looking into your face and telling you the truth. But at the end of the day, as I said yesterday, the truth never loses. The truth never loses. A philosopher said the truth is like a mole. You cover it here, it opens up at the other end.
It is said when you are telling the truth, you don't need to remember anything. It will just come like that. But here we are. So many families have been decimated.
People have been pauperized in their country. People have turned to destitution. Not because they are never doers or they don't have the energy to work, but because Emefiele just came up with a thoroughly asinine idea, imposed it on the rest of us, and we were powerless. And we waited on the president to ease the pain of our people. The president, again, refused to do that until things got worse. It took the Supreme Court, based on the suit that those three governors came up with. It took the Supreme Court to say, look, do this. This CBN governor refused to obey the Supreme Court because he thinks he has the president behind him. The president that will soon go. I don't know how Nigerians think. Now, look at what we have faced. A colleague of mine sat here the other day and was saying, don't worry, after the elections, these things will normalize. I said, no, don't be too sure. We are talking about incompetence here. And incompetence manifests in various ways. What you ought to do, you will not even have the idea to do it. You know? Then you will not even be able to properly manage the people who work with you so that they can help you realize your goal. That's incompetence.
Yeah.
There are many strains of incompetence. So what we are seeing now...
For the first time, Nigerians are made to buy money which they ordinarily should not have done.
There's a boy in my office here who bought 3,000 naira with 900 naira. Shogo is one of our graphic designers here. This is not fiction. 900 naira, he paid 900 naira in Akute to get 3,000. His wife was ill. They had to buy things in the home. This is the thing. Look at how big I am. In my office, at my age, and given my status in our country and where I work, somebody came to my office yesterday, was cracking a joke with me, and he said, I have 5,000 naira notes here. Will you mind if I give you 2,000? I said, thanks. I took it. 2,000, no, it hold me.
People line up in banks to collect 2,000 naira.
It hold me, oh. I'm taking 2,000, and I took it with a smile on my face. I took it with an air of appreciation. Before, you will not even think
what is 2,000
you won't talk to me about 2,000. This is the truth.
There was a time I went to one bank.
Mayor was here the other day.
5,000.
Mayor didn't have money. This is Mayor sitting in my face. He burst into tears on this show. He didn't have money. Somebody that when he's moving around, Mayor moves around with brand new notes.
People are watching.
And he gives, yes. No, a generous man will never, he won't change just because I said so. He won't change, you know. He can even still give me new notes. But Emefiele has ensured that he doesn't have those new notes anymore. So now you are running from pillar to post.
Yeah.
Oh, banks work during the weekend. You once told them to work during the weekend. You didn't achieve anything. I've said this before, even my own bank. They told me that for more than 3-4 weeks now, they've not received a single note of new notes.
New or old.
That's to tell you they don't have enough.
They don't.
You can't continue to lie to people.
They don't.
They don't have enough. And when this thing began, some compromised CSOs, civil society organizations, who should be ashamed of themselves, they were doing protests. They say, oh, don't extend that deadline. Don't extend. Yes. They don't have conscience. There are many Nigerians who are walking around without an atom of conscience. They don't have a single straight bone in their bodies. Some Nigerians.
Okay then, welcome back. Don't forget we are talking money. The CBN is in the news again. It says banks will work over the weekend.
Over the weekend, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You see, if banks, according to CBN, banks should work over the weekend so that they can give money to people and then they can load their ATMs. That's what they said.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is that if the bank open and there's no money to give to people,
what's the essence?
What's the essence of opening?
No, don't give them
and that's
money.
what I'm saying now, that 2 days ago, when CBN agreed to say, okay, banks come to our offices nationwide to collect money to give people, I'm saying that banks are still not giving. If you just go Allen Avenue, you will see the crowd there. They are still not giving people. That's why I gave the example that it is not yesterday, today. One bank that I know, we are a bank, they said they started with giving people 20,000. Then later, when they look at the money that they have and the crowd outside, they reduce it to 5,000. Imagine, that's what we give Nigerians, 5,000 naira.
Across the counter.
No matter how much money you have across the counter. Now they stopped it because they didn't have money to give people. So if you want banks to work weekends, give them enough money, both old and new notes.
Yeah.
But the central bank is not doing
notes,
that.
by the way?
Where are the new notes?
Where are the new notes?
Where? That's the question.
Are they?
You know, I said something here some weeks back that ordinarily, in a country where our leaders respect us as a people, this CBN governor will realize that this is a crisis situation and he will be addressing us every day.
Yeah.
These are the steps we are taking. Today we are able to reach also number of banks. This is the amount that we disbursed. These are the steps we are taking to solve this problem.
Yeah.
Or nothing like that. Look at banks. They have lost their buildings because you are lying against these banks that they were holding money. Yeah. There was even a bank in Abuja that they claimed, I think ICPC, they went on the wild goose chase.
Yes.
You know, they went on the white goose chase. It's a regional branch.
Sorry,
from where
a viewer is waiting. Yakub is waiting in Lagos. Let's reach him now. Yakub, good evening to you.
Yeah, citizen, good evening.
Yakubu, do you have new notes to give me? Someone gave me 2,000 yesterday.
Imagine, Mr. Abajide, I can only just say this. I think history should return back to our school, and then I have my reason for saying that. The history will never forget you as a person, as Abajide Otitoloju and the journalist hangout. The history will never forget Emezele and Mr. President. The history will never even forget the first president that come out to say the Nigerian citizens have passed through her. You should reverse back this policy in person of Ashwad Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The history will not also forget the three governors that took this thing to court. And then the people that called themselves a journalist. Mr. Babangida Otitoloju, we know them. We know the street journalists in this country, and then we also know the person that not also be a journalist, and then he find himself in that very particular position, and then he used it wrongly. He didn't to perpetrate evil in person of some journalists, quote unquote. In fact, we even know their television station.
Yakubu, you dey talk like person wey get money.
The man is angry.
Thank you. You are not 1/10 as angry as we are here. Thank you for your time. Yeah.
Now we have what I want to appeal to the governor of Central Bank is that monetary policy is very important in the economy of a nation. Don't play poker with it. What has been he has seen that he came out himself to apologize to Nigerians for what they went through in terms of payment platforms. You want to do a cashless society. It is a good thing. Nobody has problem with that. But a man that is competent, that knows what he's doing, will have checked all those platforms, will have convinced banks to upgrade all those platforms. Because if more people are going to in readiness for that, you didn't do that. Now people will not go there. People will now send the same money that he said it should be cashless, and people will not get it in 3 days, in 4 days. You mean you didn't know that there are going to be, if you ask people to cashless, that there will be more people asking for all this, using these platforms? Does it take rocket science to know that?
I don't even know what the point they are making. As we speak today, Germany is the most industrialized country in Europe. It is not a cashless society.
That's nothing like cashless society.
It's not possible, yeah.
There's no such thing as a cashless society.
Especially in Nigeria, 40% of your economy base is cash, of your economy is cash based. Most of the people driving this economy, it's cash based.
Yeah.
So if you stop it, it shows you don't know what you are doing. All economists have said this thing was a mistake. How can we lose 20 trillion in our economy because of one man that said it's government of central bank?
Transactions are supposed to be for big volume transactions, large transactions, not for we poor people.
You want to buy 1,000 naira, you want to buy 1,000 naira.
It's supposed to be big volume transactions.
All right, then that will just about do it. But Mr. Governor of the Central Bank, let me tell you that stubborn people create their own unhappiness. Right. And being stubborn is different from being infallible. You owe this country a debt of apologies, if it will suffice.